Welcome to Conversations on Faith and Family, a faith-based podcast for parents and marriages looking how to manage and balance life with greater ease and fulfillment. Here are your hosts, Manuel and Raylene.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
How's it going? Welcome to another episode here on Conversations on Faith and Family.
Part 4.
Part 4 and our last installment of our Euro trip.
Woo!
And where did we visit, sweetie?
We went to Barcelona, Spain.
Very, very cool. Again, this was an incredible city to visit. Some of the major highlights of our trip was we went to the ballet.
Like an actual legit ballet.
Yeah, it was at the Gran Teatre del Liceu.
Mm-hmm.
We had tapas almost every day there.
Yes.
The Arc de Triomphe, La Sagrada Familia Church, Park Güell, the street fairs, and La Boqueria.
Mm.
Again, it was just an incredible experience. What was one of your favorite parts about the trip?
I loved all of it, but I think La Sagrada Familia Church was pretty amazing to see up close and in person.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a pretty big church in photos, but then when you kind of walk, up to it, you're like, wow, this thing is really, really massive, and it was really beautiful.
I really liked the Park Güell. The only disappointment about it was we had planned to go deep inside the actual park, but they sell out on tickets, which again is going to be one of our points later on, is to buy those tickets ahead of time. But we still got to experience. They have a park outside of the actual area. But even if you paid for the admission, there was some construction going on that kind of took away from the whole ambiance of that experience. But that was a lot of fun. I loved the ballet. The ballet was amazing. The Theater del Liceu was one of the most incredible pieces of architecture I've ever seen. Gold, beautiful gold, that red velvet material. It really was an incredible experience. It was a funny story with us because we actually we came straight from Park Güell. We went straight. We were running a little late, so we had to go straight to the ballet. I didn't know how great and grand it was inside, so I was wearing a t-shirt, shorts, flip-flops. So when we went in, it was at 5 p.m., and I was so underdressed. Everybody, you could tell all the locals, typically, older, husband and wives. It looks like they probably have season tickets. They were in beautiful, it looked like tuxedos, nice coats.
Yeah, they really dress up for their ballets.
And it was a great experience, but I would encourage you, make sure to dress up for those events. I should have known better, but, it kind of just slipped my mind and we're running a little late.
We're tourists.
Yeah, exactly. But, and it did start a little earlier, started at 5.
Yeah,
which was
over here start like around 7, so
yeah,
a little different.
It was, and again, everything about it was great. The tapas were fantastic. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what tapas are, it's more of like a finger foods, like a very authentic finger food. So there's not just like chicken strips, but it's more very gourmet type foods, and they were fantastic.
Yeah.
They had croquetas that were very good. They had like these a delicacy out there is ham. It's not your ham that you would find here in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
It is very, very authentic.
They take it serious over there.
Yeah, thinly sliced. The bread on beautifully baked bread. It was just great. Everything about the foods was. I loved it. The street fairs, you could tell all the locals came out. La Boqueria, $1 freshly pressed juices there. So you can get for €1, you get a freshly pressed juice. And I was in love because I love freshly pressed juices. I was so just grabbing them like crazy. But overall, the architecture, the Catholic churches, everything was just amazing and beautiful. I would highly recommend it. Thankfully, we went on days. We were there for 2 days. You could definitely do everything in 2 days.
Yeah.
Did you think you needed more time?
No, not in Barcelona exactly. I think we covered what we needed to cover in that area.
Yeah, I completely feel the same way. And we Ubered everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We went from one place to another. Uber wasn't much. And, I felt like we conquered that whole city in 2 days.
Yeah.
We went over by the pier where there were some street fairs and kind of walked along there. Rained for about, a half hour?
Yeah,
but that was the only rain we caught in the whole trip, so I'm thankful for that.
And people didn't even seem to mind the rain. It's like they were used to rain clouds, and they're like, okay, well,
exactly,
it's going to pass in 20 minutes. So.
Yep. So overall, great trip. So let's get right into our tips. All right, why don't you go ahead? Okay,
tip number one thing that we would recommend is to buy Spanish-made products. Something handmade, something made there in Spain. It's always good to bring home souvenir gifts that actually say, made in Spain, or the quality is good. And you don't know when the next time you're going to be in Spain, so might as well get something nice, something handmade. I picked up a pair of leather flat sandals, and they were just great quality. I've been wearing them every single day since I've been back. I've gotten so many compliments on them, and you can just tell the leather, the stitching, the sole, everything is just made with excellent materials and great quality. So
yeah, and it can be a little pricey for some of their homemade items, especially on the men's side. They had some full customized boots that were just incredible. They ranged anywhere from 100 to 150 euros. Now, for me, I love my Clarks. I'm okay with that. But my wife, those sandals were just beautiful. I think they were like 35 euros, and they were just, you loved them. I think there were so many different items you could buy. I would highly suggest buy the Spanish-made products. Yes. Absolutely. The next one.
Tip number 2, we say, eat churros and chocolate.
Ooh,
you must try their churros and chocolate.
Well, what makes it so different?
The chocolate is less sweet than you think. It's thicker. It's thicker, yeah. It's like a really thick hot chocolate.
Yeah, hot chocolate's more, liquid based. This is more of like how would you call it? Like a paste a little bit, And so the intention of it is to have this rich chocolate that you can actually take the churro, their homemade churros, and dip them in the chocolate, and you have that kind of as a dessert. And it was actually something that a lot of locals did even for breakfast. Mm-hmm. And they would get the churros, and it was a custom to dip it in the chocolate. And I was a little skeptical at times, but when I tried it, I was a believer right away. It is fantastic, very good. It is something that the locals love to do. I would encourage you, put that on your list of things to try immediately. That was great. The third tip is don't be afraid to try new foods.
Yeah.
I know sometimes the tapas menu can be a little intimidating, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if there's no photos on it. It can literally be a list of 30 items.
Yeah.
And, some of them, the descriptions aren't entirely clear.
To be honest, I was just looking at everybody else around.
Yeah.
Looking at their plates. I'm like, what is that? I want to try what they have. So
one thing we did, and I would highly encourage you, is ask the waiter or waitress what they would recommend.
Yeah.
I would say, hey, look, what are the top 5 things? A lot of them, I think all our waiters or waitresses all spoke English.
Yeah.
I asked them, what are your top 5 items that people love and you would recommend? They gave us a 5. I ordered all 5, and quite frankly, they were all great recommendations.
Yeah, they were all really, really good.
Yeah, so I would encourage you to do that. So try new foods. I know it sometimes can seem a little wild, but try it. Try it. Fourth one is
our fourth tip is to buy or splurge on a particular item while you're out and about. I know. But for me, we weren't looking at trying to splurge and buy something, but we just ran across a really good deal on a pair of sandals that I've been wanting here in America, but they're really expensive here in California, like over $100. But over there, they were like half the price. So
yeah, I've been looking at these sandals in the years past, and they are Birkenstocks.
Yeah,
and they can run here in the U.S. for over $100. I think 110 or so.
120.
120.
Yeah,
I know they're over 100, and every time I see that, I say, "There's no way I'm going to spend that much on sandals." Heck no.
No, I haven't.
But we went into a store, and I think we ended up paying, I think there were 42 euros.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up spending 42 euros on some Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
Everything is significantly cheaper over there. That is why, there's this inside saying that says, hey, bring an extra bag so you can check in with all the things you buy.
Yeah.
There's obviously certain things that, stay the same price, but, you go down one of the expensive streets, your Coach and your Burberry and all those will stay the same, but there are some items that are significantly cheaper. I was trying to look for some eyeglasses because the eyeglasses were cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
There, it's a straight euro price. Everything's included. The tax, everything's included in that one price, and it's about a reasonable price. Definitely a lot more affordable than here than the U.S.
Yeah.
Splurge. Go in if you find a good
deal. Splurge on a good deal.
Exactly. Awesome.
Don't just waste all your money.
Number 5, beware of construction at tourist sites.
Yes.
That was a common thing, and quite frankly, it was a little annoying. Would you say so?
Yeah, I saw a couple cranes and traffic cones blocking certain areas, so I was kind of bummed because you're trying to get, that beautiful shot, that beautiful picture for Instagram, and then you see like a big crane. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. They have to, make renovations on some of these old cathedrals and stuff. So just be aware that some of these places might be blocked off and you might not get that perfect Instagram shot. But, it's part of renovations and part of their upkeep. So
yeah, and maybe we went in September, so maybe it was the time we went. It wasn't summer. But, that was a little bit of a bummer, but still, you can still enjoy the ambiance and the experience that you have there. All right, so the next one is number 6.
Try different jamons.
Try different types of jamon,
yes.
Right? Which jamon is ham. Now, I know it sounds crazy, because I would never order a ham sandwich here. Whenever I go to the store, I always buy turkey or roast beef or anything. Ham is always on the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
But in Spain, it is a delicacy. It is something that is a premium value there.
They take it very serious.
And let me tell you, I was very hesitant when I asked the waiter what he would recommend, and he said the ham sandwich. Mm-hmm. I said, why am I going to go across the world for a ham sandwich? I was so wrong. It is fantastic. It is great. It is something about it is just so pure and tasty, and I would highly, highly recommend it. Even if you don't like ham here, give it a chance. Mm-hmm. It's pretty incredible how particular of their hams are. That's why the tip is try different types of ham, because there's actually different types of ham. There's some that are grass-fed. There's some where their parents are grass-fed. One parent is grass-fed and the other isn't. It's like pretty, they take it very, very serious.
So there's different prices for the different jamons, if you will. And it's pretty crazy because sometimes at the restaurants you see like a pig leg and you're like, what? But they literally like carve it right in front of you and they prep it and everything. So it's pretty crazy to see like how serious they take it. But try different jamons. You will like it. It's very, very good.
All right, number 7.
Number 7 is check out the local markets.
Yeah.
The bucadora, what is it called?
La boqueria.
I'm getting bufadora mixed in there. Yes, that's like a local market where you can go and they sell like wholesale